I've got this window, and as you can see, it doesn't have any blinds or curtains or anything like that. So in this video, I'm going to be making a set of vertical blinds from solid wood to go on there. I picked up 5 pieces of ash that are about 6 inches wide and 8 feet long. I need that much because this does take a lot of wood. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut the pieces in half down to 48 inches long. Next operation is to take those pieces and rip them down the middle. That gives me 2 out of each one. Now before I bring these over to the bandsaw and resaw them, I'm going to make a shallow cut on the table saw. And what that does, it gives me something to follow as I cut these freehand. Now I have 40 pieces that are thinner, but they're not very smooth. So I'm going to run them through the planer until I have them down to a uniform thickness of 3/8 of an inch. Next thing to do is to cut these to the correct width. But before I do that, I need one straight edge. And I could pull out my jointer for this, but instead I'm going to do it on a table saw. What I've got here is just a piece of 2x2 that's clamped onto the fence to extend it. And that'll support the stock as it goes right through, and it'll give me a nice straight edge. And with that side cut, I can take that off again and cut the other side using just the regular fence. I put a 1/2 inch round over bit in my router, and I'm just going to use the bottom part of it, as you can see here, to route the edge of the slat so it makes it pointy and more like the kind of slats you would see on a window blind. Anyway. And now I'm going to cut these to length, and I'm going to do it in 3 stacks. I trim off one end first, flip the stack over, and cut off the other end at 44 inches long. Last machining operation is to drill a hole in the end, and that's for the hangers. And then I can bring them outdoors and set them up on my sawhorses and spray on 2 coats of water-based polyurethane. While the finish is drying on those, I'm going to be making a 3/4 inch dowel, and this is to make the hangers with. I'm doing that on the router table using a 3/8 inch round over bit and running it through on all 4 corners, and that gives me what looks to be a nice 3/4 inch dowel. I'll do a little bit of sanding here to make it absolutely smooth. I need a total of 34 of these, so I actually made 2 dowels, and here I'm cutting them to length, which is 1.5 inches, using my mini table saw sled. Now, a tricky operation here is to cut a slot into each one of these dowels. To do that, I made a fairly simple jig, and I put a dado blade in my saw, and that's set to cut 1 inch deep. And you can see the result is a nice even cut down the middle, centered, and big enough for the slats. I need to drill holes in these as well, so I've set up another simple jig on my drill press table to do that. I'm drilling in through both sides so I won't get any nasty breakout. I'm going to be using 1/2-inch plywood to make these next parts. And for want of a better name, I'm calling these the racks because they hold the hangers. And originally this was going to be one long straight piece, very plain. But then after I got started on this, I kind of changed my plan and decided to make something a little bit more elaborate, I guess you could say. So I'm going to wind up with 3 individual racks for 3 sets of blinds, one for each of the window units that's installed in the window. So the 2 that are on the ends have 11 slots, and the one in the middle has 12. And the spacing for the slats is 2 1/4 inches. And I'm going to mark that out on each one of the racks and use a washer of the right size to lay out some decorative cuts, because that's all this is. It's not functional at all. It's just to make it look more interesting and give me more work to do, of course. And then I can bring it over to the bandsaw, cut it out, and bring it right to the line on the oscillating spindle sander. The holes that I'm drilling here are 3/4 inch, and they're for the hangers that I already made, the short dowels with the slot. And then I can take those hangers and put them in the racks and bring them out and spray those as well. Next, I need to make 34 connecting rods, and once again I'm going to be using 1/2-inch plywood for that. The racks are 1.5 inches wide. These ones are just 1 inch wide. So I'm using a smaller washer to lay out rounded ends, and I'll cut those out on the bandsaw and smooth them on the belt disc sander. And now to locate these onto each of the hangers, I figure a shallow counterbore would probably be the best. So I've got my drill press fence set up and a stop block put in place so that I can drill in about 1/16 of an inch. And then I also need to drill a 3/8 inch hole for a 3/8 inch dowel on the other end, except I need to reference both of these from the same end. And that way it ensures that the center of each thing, the 3/4 inch hanger and the 3/8 inch dowel, is exactly the same distance apart on each one. And speaking of the 3/8 inch dowel, here I'm using my mini table saw sled again to cut these to length. 1 inch long, and then I can glue them into the connecting rods so that 1/2 inch sticks out. When I have them all put together, I can once again bring them outdoors and spray on a couple of coats of clear poly. The final parts to make are the linkages that connect all of the connecting rods. And this gets made in exactly the same way as the rack was, except it's smaller. The first thing to assemble is the hanger to the connecting rod, and I made a jig that holds the connecting rod at 40 degrees to the slot that I cut in the hanger so that they'll all be oriented correctly and exactly the same. And I'm using polyurethane construction adhesive for the glue and driving in a single screw to hold it in place. I let the glue dry on the hangers for a few hours, and now I'm ready to put the racks together by putting the hangers in the racks. And to keep the linkage in place, I'm going to use small washers and screws driven into the ends of the 3/8 inch dowels. And the washer is just slightly bigger than the hole, so it'll stop the linkage from coming off. And with all three put together, I can finally bring them in and install them in the window opening. For pins, I'm using 2-inch finish nails that I clipped to the right length with my pliers. And the good thing about that is that it allows the slats to come off fairly quickly if I need to take them off for some reason.